All right, BOTTAS, that's enough. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. Today, we've got the French Grand Prix for season number 2. Last time out, it was the Canadian Grand Prix. If you missed that episode, I'll put a link to that in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Definitely check that one out. Before you watch today's episode, a lot took place up at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We had rain, we had dry conditions, and one hell of a good race in the end for our team. And a big shakeup in the points as well, as the points leader, Valtteri Bottas, had himself a DNF. So things are getting a little bit tighter in the point standings as we head to another big power track out for the French Grand Prix. Let's take a look at our activities that we got lined up. A lot of time between now and the French Grand Prix, so let's fill up that time. We've got 8 days until the French Grand Prix to fill up with activities. I got a weight training to help Charles with his pace, driver promotion filming, chassis team building, and power equipment upgrade to help out both of those departments. We got that invitational event sort of sandwiched in between all of those. So maximized our time, should help out the race team. That's always the most important thing. We've got some upgrades in the pipeline as well that hopefully should come in before the race weekend as well. So a lot on the line here this week, plus that invitational event for some easy money. Let's take a look at those upgrades that we have, just to remind you of what the team's working on. 2 minor updates and a major update. 1 powertrain, 2 chassis, and that's really going to help out the car a whole lot. The powertrain will help with the ERS a little bit. The chassis side, we got a little bit of a minor tire wear upgrade. We'll always take better tire wear, that's for sure. And a weight reduction on the chassis side to help this thing be a little more nimble. So if all goes well, these will all come in before the French Grand Prix, and that'll certainly help. ERS is so important at that track, so anything we can do to better our ERS deployment and recovery, I'm all for it, because that means we're going to go faster. We got 21 days until we have to re-sign Charles. It's going to take $10 million at least, but we're going to overpay him. So probably closer to 10.5 probably, if I had to guess. For a safe contract, but we got 15.5. We'll get more between now and then with a couple of races in between, so we should be in good shape there. Once we get Charles signed to a extension for the rest of the season, then we'll look at spending money on upgrading our facilities. We got quite a few options, quite a few different directions we can go, but for now, saving up the money just to make sure we're not in a bad position so we can keep our teammate under our banner instead of something stupid happening and him going somewhere else. Okay, we got the invitational event here. It's a pursuit event, which I think means they put me in a fast car and I got to chase down slower cars who get a head start. So $150,000, 1,000 team acclaim on the line. So I'll go do that real quick and report back afterwards. All right, well, the invitational event was stupid. I hate those pursuit events. I had a problem with it when we did the Russian Grand Prix as well. We had the same thing. I couldn't catch any of the cars. It's supposed to be slower cars that get a head start, you got to catch them and pass them all. But it's like the slower cars are actually not slower. So you're just at a huge disadvantage and you can't catch them. I don't know. Maybe I just suck. Could be the case. But in any event, we didn't pass the invitational event. Who gives a damn? We're moving on. So we'll advance time here and see if our upgrades come in. That'll put me in a better mood. All right, the engine upgrade. And both chassis upgrades came through. Our wonderful RNG continues when it comes to upgrades coming in and not failing. So that makes me happy. I'm happier now. We can focus on the French Grand Prix. And, yeah, that's a good thing. So we'll have a much better car coming into this race. We're going to need it. Chassis help will be great. The ERS upgrade is going to be great. So we'll head out to the track, get the practice programs done, get a setup in this thing. We'll see you in the paddock. Welcome to the paddock here for the French Grand Prix. As you can see, our weather forecast calls for cloudy skies at the start of today's race, and we might see a little bit of sun by the end. The weather this weekend has been all over the place. It was raining in free practice 1, dry in both the second and third practice sessions, raining in Q1, and then dry in Q2 and Q3. Just nutty French weather. But let's take a look at our rivalry, our R&D, and then, of course, the point standing, so you know where everybody stands coming into today's race. Got our rivalry here with Max Verstappen. The Red Bull driver is just having an absolutely atrocious year. We are killing them in the rivalry, and this one's all but decided at this point. So, yeah, Red Bull's just so bad this year. Ugh. I don't know what happened to them. They got bad. That's good commentary. Just leave that in. That's the high commentary quality that you expect when you watch me, right? On the R&D side, we are the second best car on the grid, and we have made some big gains towards catching Mercedes. We have closed that gap. Now, it is important to note, if you watch other F1 YouTubers, you probably already know. If you play F1, you definitely already know. But, yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've made one of these videos, and since then, Codemasters dropped their latest patch, and that includes the much-anticipated performance update. It only took half the season, but we finally got it. But what it means is the Ferrari-powered cars have been nerfed badly. Now, what does that mean? Haas, absolutely nerfed into the ground. Alfa Romeo, absolutely nerfed into the ground. Ferrari themselves, the works team, the factory Ferrari team, nerfed. Engine, killed. So now you see McLaren's the third best car. Racing Point's the fourth best car. Ferrari, fifth best. Red Bull, right there below them. This is a weird performance comparison, but that's what we got. So, yeah. Strange things, but Ferrari absolutely smacked into the ground, as it should be, because they're quite poor when it comes to performance in the real world. So, that is definitely going to be the case. So, expect to see Haas, Alfa Romeo, and the Works Ferrari teams all struggling now for the rest of the year. You look at the progress history. Look at that big jump up that we made coming out of Canada into the French Grand Prix. Made a big move up. Ferrari made a big move up too. Even with that nerf, they made a big jump. Distanced themselves from Red Bull a little bit, but McLaren, Racing Point, all right there. Renault, AlphaTauri, pretty close. But that gap has never been closer than it is right now between us and Mercedes, and that's kind of exciting. Finally, a look at the point standings coming into today's race. Valtteri Bottas had the DNF last time out in Canada. No points for him. Charles closed that gap. So things are close between the top four. I mean, it's only, what, 47 points? Yeah, 47. I can do math. 47 points from me to Bottas. That's a couple of races if bad things happen to him. Remember, it was the French Grand Prix in Season 1, where Lewis Hamilton came in with a 50-point lead in the championship. He DNF'd in this race and never recovered. His season spiraled out of control. Bottas overtook him and went on to win the championship in Season 1. Now Bottas is the points leader coming into the French Grand Prix. Might we see a similar set of circumstances or something else happen? Never know, but Charles is within striking range. Hamilton's hot on his heels, and we're right behind Hamilton. So 10 points from second to fourth. Pretty neat. On the constructors' side, we sit a pretty second over McLaren. Ferrari, they're in fourth. Probably not going to be getting a lot of points with the nerf that took place there. But we're only 42 points back from Mercedes. So I've got to step up my game. Charles, I think, is going to be in good shape. But as you're about to see in the pre-race and grid rundown, Mercedes already off to a good start.
Here we are once more at the Le Castellet circuit for another round of this year's Formula One World Championship. Renault took their first French Grand Prix win all the way back in the inaugural race in 1906, but it was another 73 years before they could take their second. So they'll be pushing hard to delight the local fans here today. 6 lefts and 9 rights give us a total of 15 corners here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, and a lap covers an overall distance of 3.6 miles. Average speeds will be somewhere in the region of 142 miles per hour, and they'll be maxing out on the Mistral Straight at around 205 miles per hour. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, and Ocon, Sainz, Davidson, Gasly, and Sergio Perez, Vettel, Albon, Daniel Kvyat, and Stroll, Verstappen, Grosjean, George Russell, and Kevin Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Latifi, Matsushita, and Nick de Vries. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Welcome to the grid here for the French Grand Prix. And you saw it's a front row lockout for Mercedes. Charles there in fourth. We're in eighth. Yeah, Mercedes is strong, but Bottas 3/10 clear by, I mean, he's unbelievable. I don't know. He's probably going to be the car to beat here today. Charles looked pretty good in practice. I think we're in pretty good shape as well. It's going to be a one-stop strategy for us. Softs to mediums, probably 9 laps on the softs, and the rest of the race on mediums as a 27-lap race. So we got to take care of our fuel, take care of our tires. But this overcast condition, I think, is good for us. That should help us. But it's probably going to make everybody faster. So let's get after it. Here we go. 5 red lights for the French Grand Prix here in season number 2. Let's get it. What a start by Gasly. Holy hell. Perez too. Slight contact with Vettel. All right, pretty decent. A lot cleaner than in season 1, that's for sure. Just following the train here. Trying to keep Stroll behind us on his mediums. All right, lap 1 in the books. Lost a couple of spots, not ideal, but just trying to go easy. I cannot do anything with these guys in front of me right now. They're all so close. DRS will help. Oh, Gasly, where are you going? Where are you going, buddy? Track's over here. Ah! Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I was too busy making fun of Gasly for missing the damn corner. I missed it myself. Now we're just in a DRS battle here. Stroll's got our DRS. We got Gasly's DRS. Can't really go anywhere. I think we're okay. I mean, I would rather have a bigger gap on Stroll considering he's on mediums and I'm on softs, but it is what it is. Pink cars are fast. I don't know. These Ferraris seem to be just fine. Gasly's still pretty quick. I don't know if he got nerfed as hard as the other ones. Got some people in pit lane getting off those soft tires. Like 3 of them, it looked like. Interesting. Might have to consider that. All right, Stroll. Never mind, Stroll. Oh, all right, Stroll. What a battle. We got a pit. We can't make it to lap 9. No way. There ain't no way we can wait. Put on the mediums now. All right, boys. Let's get a good pit stop here. Soft tires really gave up.
Release.
Wow. We're last. So Hamilton pitted for softs. Ricciardo pitted for softs. Gasly. So they're on a 2-stopper. We're on a 1-stop strategy. Interesting. So they'll come in and take mediums at some point later in the race. But they want the softs right now. Charles is in. Wonder what Charles is doing.
Charles is in the pits.
Just ahead of Verstappen there. All right, Verstappen. See ya. Well, this is an interesting position to be in. Last on a 2-stop strategy. Or a 1-stop strategy when a lot of people are on a 2-stop strategy. As long as we can stay in DRS range with Verstappen, I think we'll be okay.
Yellow flag.
Uh-oh. What's the yellow flag for? Oh, George Russell is out. Uh-oh. Problems for George. He's had some really good finishes lately for Alfa, too. Alfa Romeo, I should say. Unfortunate for George. Well, we got a few more cars in our sights now. That's a good sign. It's the guys who started on mediums. We're finally catching them back. Still a long way to go in this one. Oh, here we go. Oh. 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 All right. Thanks, Nick. Nick out here holding up Verstappen for us. See you, Nick. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Our former teammate. Thanks, buddy. Ooh, Verstappen pitted again. Wonder if he got damage. Oh, Perez looking on Latifi. Look at this. Nice move, Sergio. Get out of here. Ferrari engines don't seem like they got nerfed too badly. Jeez. Let's see if we can catch Sergio here. Gasly's still 2 seconds up the road.
We're sat in P12. Perez is ahead of you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Latifi is behind you. The gap behind us is 1.9 seconds. The gap to the leader is 13.8 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 15 laps still remaining.
There's your slightly early mid-race update. Okay, that cycles us up to 8th again. The two-stop guys are done with their pit stops. Now the chase is on. Guys like Charles and all them, Hamilton, with their fresh mediums, are going to be chasing us down. Ooh, that was close. Good little fight here with Perez. The AlphaTauri pretty quick. The good news is we're far enough away from Stroll and Kvyat where they're not getting my DRS. Plus, they're on the hard compound. So I think we'll be clear of them for the rest of the race. Hello. Hello. Here we come this time on Perez. All right, up into 4th. More pit stops. We're up to 2nd. Lando 6 seconds out in the lead. I'm not sure what strategy he's on, if he's on the same strategy we are or what. Might be. Nope, definitely not the same strategy.
Let's use that overtake button more.
Norris in the pits, us to the lead. Bottas is coming quick. Holy hell. Not good news for us. Hopefully Stroll can hold him up for a little bit, but Bottas already up to 3rd on fresh mediums is bad news for us. And Bottas is clear of Stroll. 2.5 back to us. Yikes. Here comes Bottas. He's got DRS. This isn't even going to be a fight.
Teammate by 17.1 seconds.
Oh! Oh! Just like Bahrain, Bottas. If you want it, you're going to have to take it. Whoa, Lando's out. Lando Norris out of this race after leading early. Unfortunate for the McLaren driver. We got a four-way fight for the lead. Bottas is here. Stroll's here. There's Lando. I don't know if I can hold off Bottas for another 7 laps. I'm going to do my best. Another run down the Mistral straight. I can't talk today. Why? Why can't I talk? Can't talk, can't drive. What good am I? All right, Bottas, that's enough. Ugh. Now here comes Stroll. Uh-oh. Ugh. It's like Bahrain all over again. It's what it feels like. Bahrain all over again with this mega fight, except instead of Bottas and Hamilton, it's Bottas and Stroll. Bottas back to 4th. Maybe he got damaged when we came together. That'd be good for me. Yeah, Bottas to pit road. He must have gotten front wing damage when we came together. Sorry. I'm here to win. I'll do what I have to win this race. I'm almost out of ERS. That's not good. We barely have enough to keep holding off Stroll here. Barely. Kvyat's in this fight too. Sainz is within a second. There's still, again, 4 cars within a second of each other for this win. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous right now. All right, a little bit of breathing room. Back to Stroll here. 6/10, 7/10. Save my ERS a little bit. Stroll's on our outside. We clear him before we get into one. Had to use all my engine power there. This is an incredible battle. A 5th car has joined us. Vettel's joined us as well. Last lap.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
That's what I like to hear, Jeff. One more run down the Mistral straight. Half a second gap back to Stroll. One more corner. Holy cow, we're going to do it. French Grand Prix winner, baby. What a fight.
That's the race win.
Oh, my God. I didn't think we were going to win that thing. All right, I drove like an asshole. I know. I did not drive very nice. They can write me a letter if they don't like it. Win number 2 of the season. Oh, my heart's pounding. I don't need this hoodie anymore. I'm warm.
They were able to deliver such an incredible result today.
By driving like a dick.
That many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team will be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence.
Oh boy.
Tires hard as well, especially going into
It hit low fuel mode when we got to the front straightaway, and I got really worried.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race. But
Me too.
Nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there.
Oh man.
To see them make their way out onto the podium.
Let's go. Well, it doesn't look like Stroll's too pissed off with me, even though I drove him like an absolute ass. But, I mean, it's like Bahrain, literally like Bahrain all over again. Well, it's a unexpected win on the one-stop strategy. We hold off Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, Daniel Kvyat. Surprising. Top 4 there. Vettel in 5th. What nerfed Ferrari? Hamilton in 6th. Charles gets 7th. Albon 8th. Gasly and Perez round out the top 10. Another no points day for Bottas. Yeah, there was contact between the two of us. I went back and looked at it multiple times. I held my line. Sorry, Valtteri. Eat some more porridge. You'll be okay. But he broke off his left side front wing end plate when we made the contact in the penultimate turn. He drove down into me, going into that left-hander. So I held my lane on the inside. He drove into me. But he finishes in 14th. Fastest lap of the race, but it doesn't matter. It's another 0-point day for him. Back-to-back, no points. That's going to allow everyone to creep in a little bit more. Ocon in 11th. Magnussen, Ricciardo. There's Valtteri in 14th. Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Verstappen down in 17th. We had contact with him as well. We had contact with a number of people in this race. Whoops. Latifi, Nick in 19th. Matsushita in 20th. The 2 DNFs, Lando and George Russell. So it seemed to be sort of split between 1 and 2 stops, but one-stop strategy was really good for us. Those mediums were dying at the end. But we got those elbows out, and we held them off, and we win for the second time this season. That's a good day at the office.
How are you feeling after that win?
That's the best you could muster, Claire? I mean, well, how do you think I'm feeling? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I guess. I'm pumped! Claire, we just won an F1 race. What, you stupid? Golly. All right, aero department. They're awesome.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
Well, I passed them all, didn't I? Did it look like I was struggling? I passed them all. Oh, my gosh.
Things are looking up after last week, aren't they?
You just really asked the most idiotic questions, Claire. I mean, you are 3 for 3 on dumbass questions so far. Lord, give me the strength. We are giving a lot of love to the aero department.
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you?
Every time you have asked me that question, I've given you the same reply. Why do you keep asking me?
Great. Well, that's everything.
Thank God. Rivalry, we smacked Verstappen around pretty good there. That puts us up to 26-13 with 3 races left. Yeah, that's all but done. Acclaim. Yes, we got some. Neat. How about the money? Show me the money. Should be a good money day right here. Except for Sudo. Whoops. All right, well, still decent money day. That'll be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Another win for us, our second of the season. And we got a lot of momentum rolling into the Austrian Grand Prix. I can't wait. I love that racetrack. I really hope that we can put on a good show there. If you enjoyed today's video, let me know by leaving a thumbs up on it and a comment down below. Give me your thoughts on today's French Grand Prix for Season 2. A win for me. What do you think of the battles we had with all those drivers, Bottas, Stroll, and others? I'm sure some people are going to flame me a little bit for beating and banging, but again, I'm a NASCAR guy at heart. I drive hard. I want to win. That's all there is to it. It's a video game at the end of the day, all right? Get off my case if you're going to get on it. But I appreciate the feedback. I look forward to seeing what y'all have to say. And if you want to give me a hard time, of course, feel free to do so. I know it's all in good fun. But that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed. As always, be good and be good to each other. We will see you at Red Bull Ring in the next episode.